Ego was a big clash on Sunday, 2 versus 3 on the ladder, and was played in tough conditions. What did you take away from the 17-point loss against Casey?
Yeah, they're a good team, Casey. They're really well drilled around the ball, and look, they beat us in all areas. To be honest, I know the scoreline didn't look too bad, but they were pretty dominant on the day. They had 28 more inside 50s, 68 to 40, which is huge, and I thought their contested ball players are really good around the contest, but they also beat us on the outside pretty quickly. So, look, they're a well-drilled side. They played better in the conditions. It was obviously really heavy to one end, and I thought they adjusted probably a bit better than us. So, some positives were we only lost by 17 points. I didn't think we played that well. So, really tidy up some areas this week with our development and improving some areas, and I think we can fix them for next week.
Heading inside 50, the boys sort of struggled. That was one area that sort of stood out. What are you going to do this week to rectify that?
Yeah, we just got no dangerous ball on the outside. They clamped down on us pretty well, and again, probably didn't adjust to the conditions with our ball movement. Kicking down the line, we sort of didn't have the targets there and getting numbers to their feet, but couldn't get any ball from stoppages that were sort of dangerous. We have used the ball on the outside pretty well the first 3 weeks, and that probably hurt our forwards. Didn't really give them a good chance with open entries, some quick entries. It was all pretty stock standard high balls, which suits their defenders.
Simkin, Crowley, Polkinghorn were all in the AFL, and Will Hams was out injured. That must have been a big test for the midfield coming up against a strong Casey contingent.
Yeah, it's a big loss, and obviously some really experienced guys that played well in the AFL team. So it shows you what they do in our VFL team. In saying that, it's a good opportunity for the next group to grab it and make the most of their opportunities. I thought Cogs was outstanding. The captain, really tried to drive us forward as best he could. And while I thought Wall showed some good signs around the contest, he's a first-year player and only second game back from injury. So the more time they get there, the more experience they get playing together, which it's important for their own development.
Grime was another standout with 10 marks. Who else stood out for you on the day?
Yeah, I thought Grime was outstanding. Actually, he took 8 mark intercepts, which is huge. And without him, defending 68 entries was bloody tough. So, I think most of the defenders, I thought, battled really hard and won a lot of one-on-ones. So Benny McNeese was really important. Aaron Heppel, Jace Ashby, again working back from injury, was strong. Sammy Michael took some really good marks. I thought J-Mark probably played his best game for the club. He's starting to build some momentum. He had 44 hit-outs. It's probably trying to make use of those hit-outs next time.
We've had 2 losses at home at Windy Hill. We take on the Cats there this week. It was 2 versus 3 last week. It's now 5 versus 6 this week. It's another huge game for us.
Yeah, it is a big game, and I think it's important to get that continuity at Windy Hill. We obviously don't get to train there anymore, so a lot of our players haven't played much there, and we obviously really like playing there and need to make the most. It's a different ground, so we need to get used to that pretty quickly. Geelong, obviously a good team. We played them in the pre-season. You got a lot of young guys that use the ball really well, and I think we just want to see improvement in the things that I probably spoke about today, and we'll work on it during the week, and hopefully we see it on the weekend.